Okay, today we're going to talk about percents. Percents are based on 100. That's what the word percent means. Cent means 100. And there's a lot of uses of percents. We use it all the time. Might want to find out what the percentage of voters, of registered voters, actually voted, or the percent of the population that registered to vote. The percent of people that own televisions or VCRs, or the percent of people that actually have two cars. It's a two-car family. Might want to look at the percent of people that pass a state exam, such as a bar exam or a licensing exam, or look at the percent of students who start college and finish within 4 years, or 5 years, or may not finish at all. So, which is not going to apply to you folks, I'm sure. But we use percentages all the time. Today's lesson, what we're going to do is learn how to change a percent into a workable number as a decimal or fraction. And we're also going to learn how to change a decimal and fraction back into a percent so we can use it, because we already know how to work with decimals and fractions. So that's what we're going to learn today. Sorry about the mess up of the camera. Okay, let's look. The word percent literally means per hundred. The cent means hundred. The symbol for the percent is the percent symbol, and this is the percent symbol. This is our percent symbol. 100% represents the total amount. The 100% represents the total amount. Now, let's look at an example. We have 54% of a math class is male. We want to know what percent of the class is female. Well, 100% represents the total. And if we assume that there are only males and females in the math class, I hope that's a safe assumption. If there are 54% that are male, then how are we going to determine how many are female? If 100% is the total, 50%, 4% are male, how are we going to do it? That's right, we're going to need to subtract. So we're going to get 100% minus 54% is going to leave us with what? 46%? So that means that 46% of the class is female. For the females, that's not bad. They may like the odds better. Okay, now as I suggested before, we're going to need to be able to work with percents by changing them into decimals and fractions. We're going to work with the decimal first. So we want to be able to change a percent to a decimal. In order to change a percent to a decimal, this is what we want to do. We want to divide by 100%. We want to divide by 100%. Now remember, if you remember back in the decimal unit, that in order to divide by 100, basically what you did was you moved the decimal 2 places to the left. So if we're going to divide by 100%, the percents will cancel, which means we drop the percent symbol and we move the decimal 2 places to the left. So we're going to divide by 100% to change a percent to a decimal. To change from a percent, we're going to divide by 100%. So let's look at an example. We want to write 313% as a decimal. So we're going to take 313% and divide by 100%. The percents are going to cancel and we get 313 divided by 110. Now we can either do that by using our calculator, which we will end up with 3.13, or we can look at 313% and say the decimal is right here and I want to move 2 places to the left, which will give me 3.13, drop the percent. So we can either do it this way and divide it out, or we can move the decimal. If you're comfortable moving the decimal, it works every time. If you're making a percent to a decimal, we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left and drop the percent sign, which in essence says I'm dividing by 100%. Second example, we want to write 0.08% as a decimal. So that means if we take 0.08% and change to a decimal, we take the decimal and move 2 places to the left. So we go 1, 2, and we're going to have to fill in with zeros, which gives us 0.0008, and we drop the percent. So the decimal form for 0.08% is 0.0008. Now notice we get the same thing if we take it and divide by 100%. The percents cancel, and then if we divide 0.08 by 100 on our calculator, we're going to end up with the same answer. Okay. I'm going to show both methods because some people prefer one way and others prefer the other method. We don't need to do both. You've got to find the one that works for you and use it. Okay, so to write a percent as a decimal, we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left and drop the percent, or in essence, we're dividing by 100%. Third example, we want to write 5 3/4% as a decimal. Okay. We're going to, in order to do this, we don't want this fraction, so we're going to have to change this to a decimal. So we're going to take 3/4 and make a decimal out of that, which says I want to take 4 and divide into 3. In our calculator, we find that that comes out as 0.75. By hand, of course. We get 0.75. So 5 3/4 can be represented as 5.75. So our problem actually is we want to write 5 3/4% as a decimal. Or excuse me, 5.75. So let's see what we're going to do. We take the 5.75, there's my decimal, move it 2 places to the left, and that becomes 0.0575. Drop the percent. Or 5.75% divided by 100%. Dividing 5.75 by 100 in our calculator is going to give us 0.0575.